everybody, this is Joseph Oakley of Stokely Films. I'm the co-writer, the director, and the creator of the new slasher sensation Specimen 6, which is out on Vimeo to rent and to own right now. Please go check it out. You're going to really love it because both of these great people that are with me here today are both in it. And you want to see James Ong here. You want to see him without his shirt. Boy, I tell you, it is so spicy and scintillating. I can't get enough of it myself. And Mariana plays a very lovely, very beautiful goddess in it. Imagine.
I am a goddess. I play myself.
Be yourself. That's all. Yeah. And this is our podcast, our show. Mariana, what show is this?
This is the podcast No Country for Joe and Mariana. And today we're talking about the Batman trailer.
Yes, the new one, directed by Matt Reeves and starring Robert Pattinson. And I can't tell you, I've been very excited to see this trailer for a long time now. I remember back when I first heard that Matt Reeves was going to be directing, I thought, oh, the guy that did the new Planet of the Apes films. Well, that guy knows story. He knows how to make a good film. So I had a lot of faith and hope right there that this was going to be super cool. And at first I wasn't sure about Robert Pattinson. Please tell us, James, your first impressions when you heard that it was going to be Robert Pattinson of the lovely, sparkly Twilight fame. What did you think of him playing Batman at first?
So the movie critic in me said, well, there's got to be something good about his acting skills that I might not know about, right? Because, you know, the only thing I know him from is Twilight. The comedian in me was like, he's going to be a vampire to Batman. And I was like, that's ironic. Yeah. But you know, I saw the screenshots and then I saw him getting buff for the role, and I was like, bro, I'm not sold on that at all, especially after seeing.
No, he still looks like a twink.
Right, but but he's actually following Ben Affleck's super buff body, right? So I was like, I don't know, man. But I watched the trailer and I was like, okay, I'm sold. That looks pretty good. So,
Mariana, what was your first impressions once you heard that it was going to be Robert Pattinson playing the Batman?
I know he's in the Twilight movies. I've never seen them. I've never seen anything that he is in except The Goblet of Fire. It's the only thing I know him, his acting from, and I wasn't impressed by it. So I have to say, I don't know what kind of actor he really is, or what he's developed into since The Goblet of Fire. So I am interested in seeing the film because I'm interested in Batman, and we're cycling through Batmans like Marvel is cycling through Spider-Mans. So at this point I'm just gonna take whatever they throw at me.
See, and at first, when I first heard, I wasn't quite sure, but then I saw this little film called The Lighthouse, directed by Robert Eggers, and it had Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe, and I was completely floored by Robert Pattinson's performance in it. He's not just a good actor. He is, from that film, a highly achieved actor. I was blown away by his performance. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, that dude can not only nail Batman, I'm sure of it, he can nail anything else. He's probably just got typecast or done something bad, and God said you have to make these films first. And then he broke out, and I am super excited for it. So yes, the trailer just came out through the DC Fandom experience this past weekend, and I think the trailer itself almost broke the internet. So we're going to break it down just a little bit what we saw in there. And so we kind of got a glimpse of who the villains are going to be. And this is kind of like Batman Year 2. So he's already gotten onto the scene. He's already had some adventures, and his presence in Gotham has started to change Gotham itself and the people of Gotham. And so one of the characters that we get right off the bat is the Riddler. So I believe that's played by Paul Dano. And it starts out real dark, real quick. It's, I think, the Riddler taping up a corpse and then putting the riddle on the face of the tape. And I'm like, holy moly cow. And just from there, it just kept picking up and getting darker and darker. James, tell us a little bit about the trailer.
Yeah, so I had to watch it a few times, and Like I said, I'm super impressed with the suit. That's a big thing for me ever since, George Clooney. And I was super impressed. It actually reminded me of the video games. I'm a huge gamer, as you guys know. So I was like, hey, plus on the suit. Plus on the chin of Robert Pattinson. That's good chin, good Batman chin. Black Commissioner Gordon.
Yep.
Thumbs up.
Jeffrey Wright.
Right.
Actors for decades now.
Yeah, same here. Got Saw vibes when I first watched it.
Yeah.
And I was like, nice. I like that. Remember, I was telling you that I had some ahas when I watched the trailer, right? My first aha was, man, I'm really getting a lot of Tim Burton vibes from this trailer. Like a darker Gotham, right?
Mhm.
I don't know if this movie is going to be connected to the show Gotham. I think there was some similarities, but I'm
They're
not
not
sure.
connected to the show Gotham, from my understanding, but there will be a GCPD show on HBO that Matt Reeves is producing. So
Okay.
there might be some connections there.
So, I mean, I definitely got the dark vibe from it, which I never got from Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises. So it was.
I love those. So this isn't shitting on those. I love.
Yeah,
those.
yeah, absolutely. What I'm getting at is this is just the vibe I've got from the trailer, the impressions.
Gritty.
Batman's kind of angry, from my impression. So I don't know where he as a character and a hero kind of puts himself in the world of Gotham yet.
Mm-hmm.
You said year 2. Man, year 2 for action heroes. Got a lot of mixed reviews there for people, right?
Yeah.
He's either a crazy vigilante or a hero of Gotham, right? So it's one of those things. He looks stressed out, which I super appreciate in the movie. I thought I saw Penguin in there.
There is Penguin, yeah.
Okay, so
Farrell plays a very the makeup job they put on Colin Farrell for this is very.
Oh my God, that's Colin Farrell. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So the other epiphany I had was, if someone didn't know Batman and watched this movie as a Saw movie, right? Would they think that Batman is the crazy person because he's in a suit that's a bat, and he's just punching thugs left and right? Like, who is he? Yeah, I was almost like, man, wouldn't it be cool if they just portrayed this movie as like Batman is a psycho, right? Because they don't know the concept of Batman, right? So I think that would be really amazing if that's the vibe I got if I watched the movie, right? Because like I said, I first saw it and I was like, oh, this is like a Saw movie. It's like Seven. It's like a mystery,
Yeah.
right? So and then thank goodness, because finally they're showing that Batman is a master detective.
Yeah.
Because like they never really showed that in the other movies, right?
They did kind of like the in the middle, the Dark Knight. They had a mystery of sorts, but I don't think it definitely wasn't the mystery that this trailer itself is.
Right.
Like, he very much seems like he's shown up. It's a crime scene. He's surrounded by all these police, and everybody's kind of letting him do his thing. And this is kind of harkens back to 1939, 1940 Batman, when he was starting out dark, was on the crime scene, and he had like eyeglass and everything. Like, he truly was a detective. And so we saw that here and there, but in the movies we didn't see that too much yet until so that Mariana, did you have these like big epiphanies or anything like that?
Not so much epiphanies, but I do have comments.
Well, please give us your comments.
I like it. I'm really excited for it. I feel like Robert Pattinson has one of those faces that he's always going to seem like a younger version of whatever character they're playing. So I feel like it kind of gives the Batman like this, like, I had to grow up too fast kind of vibe, which is exactly what happened to Batman when he lost his parents. Like, you have to grow up faster. So it feels like he does have all this like pent up, almost teenage angst about him in the trailer. But like James said, he looks stressed out. Like, he's not angsty because he's grounded and he's not allowed to play video games. He's angsty because he has to learn to take care of himself, and then an entire city to take care of, right? And the one gripe I had, like the first few times I watched the trailer, was that it was so dark that I don't know if how well I'm going to be able to enjoy the movie if the entire thing is so dark that I can't see, right? But that just might be something with my vision. I don't know. It just kind of like made me think back to like the second Transformers movie where it's just metal on metal and you don't know what's going on, right? So this is the black on black on black on black. And so it just seems like it might be a little hard on the eyes, but that's not to say that I didn't enjoy what was happening in it. I did really like how they edited this trailer, especially with for the Riddler, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but like they're reading the riddle and then it cuts to someone saying, "Is this for you?" And it rhymes with the riddle. It's yeah, it was just I didn't notice it until like the third time I watched it, but it was a great transition, and you can tell in that entire trailer there's this really smooth transition, and then you come to this very sharp fight scene like right away. So you know this movie is going to be like turning left and right, and you know you're not going to see what's coming around the corner.
So yeah, I want to describe that scene. So Batman is in this like kind of back alley and he's confronting like a whole gang. And one guy comes up to him and says basically, "Who are you?" And then Batman just wails away on him like the most brutal fashion I've ever seen Batman do in a movie. And he's got him down and he keeps beating, even though you know that dude's probably freaking dead or something. And he's going away and then he says, "I'm vengeance." And then you look up to the reaction of the rest of the gang. One of like the gang is a younger man. He's got tears in his eyes because he's so shit frightened that this dude,
he's shit his pants. You can tell in his face.
This killed him. He's gonna kill me. And like that was like the amazing reaction, amazing acting right there. And it's just like this movie's gonna be deep. It's gonna be incredible. It's gonna be dark as hell. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, and I think you're accurate on that because a lot of the portions of Batman that they don't really highlight on, but they kind of dabble, is the emotion and fear. Right, Batman uses fear to fight his enemies, and and having him being year 2, he still kind of has to show off that, like, hey, I'm still the new guy in town, but you got to watch out for me, right? He still has to make himself. And the other thing the other aha that I had was, it's tough on him. You know, like a lot of people think he's not like, you know, a lot of people think he's not a hero, so. He's doing his best, and that's why he probably looks stressed out because of that. Why is he doing this if everybody hates me? You know, like stuff like that. And that's why you hear the monologue. I don't know if that's Alfred in the back.
That was Alfred. Yeah, you can tell. Circus. Yeah,
Alfred's always been the emotional support for Bruce, right? And so his narration is super important to the psyche of Bruce and where he's at in the situation. Yeah. He's always been kind of like his stabilizer. You know, like, hey, remember why you're doing this, right? Remember our motto, remember our mission statement. Like, it always elevates him there. So, do we have footage on Alfred, or do we know who Alfred is in this one?
Yeah, we have still photos and stuff like that, kind of Andy Serkis's Alfred. But
that's awesome.
Well, really only one or two. But obviously he wasn't in the trailer, just his voice.
Yeah. So, no, and that's the other portion of this movie that I'm excited about is how is this movie going to affect Batman mentally, right? Yeah. And where is his place in Gotham right now? Because that's always been a question, right? Especially in the Christopher Nolan movies, where like, oh, like you're kind of going to be a bad guy, but you're actually a good guy, but nobody knows that. Yeah. You know, so in this one, I wonder how they're going to do that, or how they're going to present him in this one. Clearly, he's cool with the police because he's just there.
Yeah.
But we don't know if he's just a trial run right now. They're like, oh, he did like one cool thing, now he's our friend. No. You know, but you don't know who's gonna backstab him. You know, Gotham's crazy like that. So I'm excited for that too.
All right. So any last impressions, guys, of this new trailer?
Well, yeah, I have to say that I did really like the step away from the usual villains, because usually people, you know, when they see the Batman, they immediately think the Joker. That's like the first one that comes to mind, you know. And I like that they're finally using this like this opportunity to present to us a deeper understanding of these other villains that are in this universe. And I think it's important to do that because you see that it's not the Joker makes everything kind of ridiculous in the like villain world, whereas I think this will lend more to that detective ability of Batman because it's the Riddler. He has to figure him out, and they do give these characters that room to explore that by having the Batman already kind of in cahoots, I guess, with the police. Like they already have at least some kind of basic understanding, whereas before, like James said, there wasn't. He was just a bad guy to others, but on the inside, he's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That was my impression.
Yeah, my last thing what I'd like to add is DC's doing a really good job of showing different villain methods, right? Riddler clearly is all about the murder mystery, right? Puzzles and stuff like that. And then Joker was all about, chaos and finding that humans are terrible people, bringing out the bad in people, right? That's what his thing was. That's how Two-Face originated in those Christopher Nolan movies. So I'm really curious how they're going to portray Cobblepot, if he's just going to be criminal mastermind or, because to me, like when I was younger, Penguin is just the Penguin, right? That was it. So I'm really interested how he's written in this movie, and I'm like super excited for that. So.
All right.
By the way, I just finished reading that Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle team up, and since seeing the Penguin as an actual penguin, I can't imagine him in my head as anything else anymore. Just saying, just a final thought there.
On that thought, yes, and that is a great graphic novel. On that thought, if you haven't seen the Batman trailer yet, I can't believe that you have not. It is crazy that you haven't. You should go out and watch it. And Mariana.
Yes, Joseph.
In anticipation of this trailer, what sort of meal would one present to themselves and spoon up with the fork and put it in their mouth?
I think classic spaghetti at this point.
Oh, Batman's a spaghetti type.
I think he's a spaghetti type. Because you're already going to get like all these surprises within the movie, I bet. And, all these, like I said, twists and turns. You're not going to see what's coming. It's good to have a little comfort.
Okay, so
in the spaghetti.
Comfort. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining us again on the Snow Country for Joe and Mariana podcast, and we will see you again soon. We got lots of cool content coming up. Make sure you go watch Specimen 6 on Vimeo. Go rent it or buy it, and you will see James Ong here. Thank you so much for joining us again, James. And Mariana Chipoletta herself, you will see her in there as well. All right, we will see you again soon in just a few days with another wonderful episode of
No Country for Joe and Mariana.
Yes, all right, bye, everybody.